Good morning. So, welcome to SwendooG. If you don't know what SwendooG is, then you're either A, here because I begged you to be on Facebook, or B, here because in the distant future I have become incredibly famous and you're here to see how it all began. So basically, the show is about dishing out a heaping helping of good news to the whole world, hopefully once a week. It all depends on how this goes. This episode's really just a test drive. We'll see if I make this a weekly thing. Hope so. Because I don't know about you, but every time I turn on my TV to a news channel, whether it be Fox or CNN, it just seems to be a never-ending supply of rape, school shootings, car crashes, people who died, dead celebrities, stuff like that. So it's basically my self-proclaimed job to give you all at least 3 pieces of good news every week. Because everything that's good comes in threes, right? So our first story is about being stuck on a plane with children. And as if that's not bad enough, this 8-hour plane ride was already delayed by 3 hours. Jesus. And that's when, during the 3-hour delay, an autistic child who's on the plane starts freaking out. I mean, I don't blame him. I'd be freaking out too. I hate planes so much. And I gotta feel so bad for the mom in this situation. Because it's not like she can explain to everyone on the plane what her son's problem is, you know? I mean, people are already irritated enough at the 3-hour delay. They're certainly not looking forward to an 8-hour long plane ride. And on top of that, everyone hates it when someone's kid starts getting really loud and obnoxious during a plane ride. So people are already really irritated at this woman, and they don't know what the problem is. But that's when a wonderful human being by the name of Rochelle Groner, really sorry if I butchered the pronunciation of your name, came to the rescue to help calm the kid down. She offered to help calm the child down because she has experience in this sort of thing, took the kid to the back of the plane, took his shoes off because who's not more comfortable when your shoes are off, and just kind of played with him for a couple hours, kept him quiet and happy. For a few hours. Talk about dedication. Because you see, as it turns out, Rochelle and her husband are used to dealing with people with mental disabilities. They're both wonderful human beings that work at the Friendship Circle International, which, it just so happens, to be an organization that helps children with disabilities and is even a thrift store that hires people with special needs. I put a link to both their Facebook and website in the description. So yeah, moral of the story is just pretty much be an understanding human being. Imagine that. I mean, it's tough enough being on a plane ride that's 8 hours long, but I can imagine all the people who didn't know what was up probably wanted to strangle the kid. And people always tend to blame the parents in this situation. Sometimes they deserve it. Sometimes they really do. But you can bet this mom was getting all sorts of evil glares and looks at her when it really wasn't her fault. So yeah, just be nice, please. For our next story, we have an ex-convict by the name of Aaron Tucker who recently just got out of jail. This guy, as you do, just wanted to turn his life around after he got out of jail. So he found himself a job interview, and he's cruising on a bus on his way to the job interview when all of a sudden a car crashes right in front of the bus, hits a tree, and then flips over onto its side. The bus stops. Aaron asks the bus driver if he's going to help, and the bus driver says something to the effect of, "Sorry, don't have time. Have to get to my routes." So, interview be damned, Aaron got out of the bus, pulled this guy out from his burning car, and 1,000% saved his life. Rock on, dude. Aaron's local community was so impressed by this that they made a GoFundMe for him and raised over $50,000 for the dude. Jeez, I wish more people would crash on my way to work. And I really like this guy. Not only is he trying to turn his life around, which I really respect, but there's always that mentality of, once a criminal, always a criminal. Now excuse me while I go continue to be stuck up in my life. But no one ever wants to go to jail. That's not a place people want to go to. And even though there's some people that deserve it, some people that really, really deserve it, this guy just wanted to turn his life around and make things better. And on his way to turn said life around, he potentially gives that up to just be a good person. And if that wasn't enough, he said all the money he gets from the GoFundMe is going to help his family. Aaron, dude, you're making the rest of us look bad. Alright, bringing us down to the third and final story, we have young Phoenix Fox, who was unfortunately born a deaf child. But before we get into the meat of the story, a little bit of context is in order. The reason why Phoenix is deaf, because he has a rare disease called craniofacial syndrome, a disease which fuses the bones in your face and head together, which results in a lot of problems for the person who has it. In Phoenix's case, that made him deaf. His mom says that he's very unimpressed with other children and just other people in general. Most people don't know sign language or how to speak or understand it. Nevertheless, he goes to Disney World, like every kid should, and gets to meet his favorite characters, Minnie, Mickey, and Pluto, and the characters start talking to him in sign language. Granted, they needed the help of an instructor, but Phoenix didn't care. Look how happy he is. My heart. And that will do it. All right, that was it. Yeah, that wasn't so bad. You know, something I've learned from looking these stories up is just how common good news is. I think I was a little misdirected when I started this. I made this channel because I didn't think there was enough good news, but there's a ton of good news all over the place. You want good news, you just have to look it up. Just look up good news. Which brings me to the credits. Yes, I didn't make these, obviously. I found them on the internet. I'm just the messenger, and it's time to give credit where it's due. The Disney story came from Today.com, a lovely little website that mostly keeps things positive. The ex-con story came from sunnyskies.com, which is a website pretty much dedicated to doing what I am right now. And the airplane story I found on Facebook. And I'm just the messenger, so please go check these stories out. I put links to all of them in the description. Give them the traffic that they deserve. Alright, that was fun. I hope you all liked watching it as much as I did making it. This has been episode 1 of SwendooG, and hope you have a good day. Also, a real quick shout out to one of my best friends, Austin Elrod, who designed the SwendooG logo. Thanks, man. You're awesome and talented. Story 1. Jesus Christ. I'm so sweaty. It is hot.